Mr. 16 bars. That's real hip hop.
We try to tell people that Philly is a special breed. They hate to see us on top, they hate to see us on. They hate to see us come up, they hate we on. They hate the moves that we make because it's made to break them. We give them knowledge on tracks and hope our words can save them. I guess it's hard to give props when you know you lesser. So we right on your heels, I hope you feel the pressure. Rappers taking a roll, my shoes that never fit them. Before you come at a king, I let my soldiers get them.
It's good to be here. I'm Chanel Ali. You might know me from MTV's Girl Code. I was in the last season of that show, which was also the last season of that show. So you're welcome. I got that stuff right out of here. They were like, it's a show where ladies give other ladies silly advice. I was on camera like, ladies, the first time we break into his phone, let's add one of our fingerprints to that security system. The producer was like, fade to black, fade to black. She's going rogue. We knew it was gonna happen. I'm originally from Philadelphia. Yeah, I'm happy y'all been there and made it back. I like that. I like when my city lets people go nowadays, very progressive. People always ask me why I made the jump from Philly to New York. I tell them it's because I realized comedy is hard, but you know what I should try? Poverty. I think I need to challenge myself. See how bad I want this.
We're now joined by a very funny comedian, originally from Philly, now living in New York. Miss Chanel Ali, welcome to Philly on the Rise. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
I'm glad you are here. How's things going for you nowadays?
So good, very busy, just joking every day, all over the place, all the time.
Busy is good, busy is good. So you are originally from Philly and you moved up to New York to pursue your comedy career. What was life like for you once you got there?
Oh man, it was really hard. That first year, I thought about giving up a few times, let me tell you. I moved up in an Airbnb. I didn't have very long plans. I just knew that I needed to come here and jump into the thick of it. So I moved into an Airbnb and I paid it up for a few weeks and I just hit the ground running at open mics. And yeah, I just worked my way up from the top. I just did all the open mics and the independent showcases and then the club shows. And then I started to audition more for TV and music and commercials. And yeah, it's been a long process. I've been in New York for 5 years now. So it definitely wasn't overnight, but within the first year and a half, I started to see some fruits of my labor. And it made me feel like some of those nights of just eating ramen might be worth something in the end.
Fruits of your labor, indeed. You found some success having been cast in MTV's Girl Codes, and Netflix had a series, Dash and Lily, that you were a part of. So you found some success.
Yeah, definitely. I've had some really strong auditions and I've booked some great roles. And every time I got one of those emails telling me that I booked something like that, I can tell you exactly where I was and what I felt, and just the relief of I bought myself another few weeks of trying to keep climbing this ladder. And it's, it's really such a blessing.
Which was the favorite character that you played?
Oh man, honestly, I mostly just play myself because I'm kind of like a comedian personality, but yeah, I think probably just myself on Girl Code, being able to spill my own thoughts and make jokes on the fly. I think that was the most fun.
So you are a comedian, you are a writer, you're also an actress, but you have a first love. Which is your first love?
Comedy is definitely my first love. I mean, that's my bread and butter. I hope that like my career doesn't become kind of the Eddie Murphy style where one day I just stop telling jokes and reel in some good Shrek money. I would like the Shrek money for sure. I'd love to be an animated animal of some kind, but I love making people laugh. And even during the pandemic, I was doing a lot of Zoom shows and kind of corporate gigs and things like that. And like that was fine for a while, but man, I just missed being on stage and being in front of people, and just even sometimes being underneath the light is very like addicting. I'm just so drawn to it. So I'm always gonna just want to get back on stage no matter what. And that's an argument I've had sometimes with my team, is that they want me to do a lot of other things, and I'm like, okay, as long as it doesn't interfere with joking at night, because that's what I do at 8 p.m. most days.
But it's always good to have multiple irons in the fire, correct?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to be, the little Miss Kevin Hart of comedy, then you gotta do it all. You gotta be worldly and able to do everything.
In 2020, your debut comedy album dropped at #2 on the charts, and quite sure you were very thrilled about that.
Even more exciting, it debuted above a Weird Al Yankovic album. And for 10-year-old Chanel, that was something beyond her wildest dreams, She never could have imagined that.
You tell a funny story of how you used to work in support at OkCupid. What exactly did you do in support, and what were some of the issues that you encountered?
You want some OkCupid tips? Is that what's going on? Is this whole interview just you trying to get?
No, not at all, not at all. But you have a funny story about support.
I mean, I have lots of funny stories. I mean, that job was crazy, but I mean, it's just people reaching out to you asking for help with the app. And it was supposed to be a technical job. Like, I'm very good with technology. I had a lot of jobs in technology before I became a comedian, but people weren't really asking me about technology. They were asking me like, "Hey, Miss Support Lady, are my photos ugly? Like, am I just is something wrong with my face? And is it deeper than a shadow issue?" And I was just like, yeah, that's not in the handbook. I don't know how to even start to answer this, but yeah, that was a really crazy job, and it taught me a lot about what people will do in the search for love. And they'll do a lot, man. They'll they'll go crazy, maybe even if they have the opportunity. But I really don't miss that job because I used to worry about those people. I used to worry. I would help somebody one day, and then next day I would just be in my life, and I'd be like, I hope Linda's okay. I hope she met that guy and he showed up and she wasn't worried anymore. But yeah, that was my last full-time job. That was my last job before I became a full-time comedian, was support for OkCupid.
Wow, wow, a lot of stories, a lot of memories. It sounds like you really cared about those customers at OkCupid. Very, very, very interesting. Tell us, what do you miss most about Philly?
Oh man, I miss the art, definitely. I mean, that's what influenced me the most. When I was growing up, I saw so many like live concerts of Jill Scott and The Roots, and just I was constantly around such good culture and art, and had such good access to it that I just miss it so much. Even later in my career, I started to go to jazz clubs in downtown Philly. Man, I just miss those places so much. And every time I come to town, on a late night, that's where you can find me. It's pretty much on Sansom Street, on all of those kind of smoky bars that have some classical jazz coming out of them. I miss that essence of that Philly flavor. And I've traveled the world doing comedy. I've met artists who are amazing and incredible from all types of places, but Philly is that thing. It's just really special, and it influenced me so much. I think it made me so much more dope in how I express myself, especially in comedy.
Well, you'll be back here late December at the Punchline. Everyone in Philly knows where the Punchline is. We're excited to have you back, a homegrown talent. I know it's a ways away, but what are you kind of feeling about that night? Are you got butterflies? Are you excited? Are you nervous? What are your thoughts coming back and standing up in front of your home crowd?
I'm excited. Definitely not nervous. This is a home court advantage. I'm just basically playing for the Sixers right now. I feel like I'm 6'7". I feel tall and capable, and it's going to be a great show. Sarah Cooper is opening for me. She's very popular from a lot of her voiceover comedy work. And I've got a homegrown talent, Tata Charisse, who has been lighting up the Philadelphia scene. And Punchline is one of my home clubs. It's one of the places that I started at. So it feels like coming back home, and I'm just excited to see everybody and to talk about everything that's happening in my life.
Congratulations on everything. You have had nothing but success up to this point, and we're quite sure there is more to come. Chanel Ali, looking forward to seeing you at the Punchline late December. You take care, and we'll see you there.
Bye.